Hey all, this is 012 Boku. Sorry I've been so late recently, but I am coming back to you with another movie review, and basically today I am showing you the movie review of this. Yep, Appleseed. That is what I'm showing you guys now. The movie made, I believe, in 2004 by Geneon / Universal now, because it seems like Geneon is in a partnership with Funimation as well, but I guess they've also partnered with Universal / Comcast, whoever has that whole thing now, and basically it's made by Appleseed, or Appleseed is made by Geneon, and what I want to talk to you about this film today is that Appleseed is quite a very good anime. It's based off of the story by I don't know if it has it in here or if it has anything, but oh yeah, we got something right here. Let's see, because I know who directed it, but I always forget who. Let's see. Give me a moment to search. Oh, Shiro Masamune. Based off the manga by Shiro Masamune, written in the 1980s. Actually, and if you listen to the special features of this or Ex Machina, the sequel to this movie, which we will get to, you learn that Appleseed was Shiro Masamune's first manga that he did. And even though Ghost in the Shell, as they say, along with a few others, are the more popular of his, you find out as well that Appleseed has that great of a following. And this film dives into basically the post-apocalyptic world after World War III, and it seems like during World War III, whatever caused it, because they don't give you in the movie what causes it. They just say that there was a global war. You don't know if it was nuclear, weaponized, whatever. There was just a huge war that started World War III between different countries of the world, and the world ended up in a bad state, and there are remaining soldiers and people living around the world still fighting for freedom or just fighting to stay alive and all this stuff. And you're dealing here with the main character, Dunin Newt, who is the main character, and sorry, like I said, getting tongue-tied already, but she is living out there in the waste fighting for survival, and she's trying to destroy these machines and cyborgs that are coming at them for whatever reason to try and kill them. And it seems like they're after something or someone. And what happens is that they're trying to get the drops on the cyborgs with the surprise attack, but the cyborgs are actually coming up to them for an attack, and they wipe out all of Dunanut's team, and they try to get her. And, she's running from them, trying to outlast them. She's actually pretty good, like doing backflips. She seems to know a basic model of martial arts, and she's really good with guns, and she's taking all these things out, and she's being chased by a tank with a huge Gatling gun on it that's firing at her and trying to, keep her at bay. So it's really, really nerve-wracking and suspenseful at the beginning. And if you guys want to know, this movie is rated R. I don't think they were originally going for the rated R rating, but it was made rated R because one of Dunanut's team, Cyborg grabs him like this and basically crushes his head. And it is actually a pretty violent scene, but at the same time, hey, and they actually admit, I'll tell you this right now, they admit in the audio commentary for Appleseed Ex Machina that the reason the first film was rated R was because of that head swish. And yeah, it's like, wow. Because other than that, the film could have been rated PG-13, but of course, once again, if I show my kids this, I'm probably going to wait till they are of age, or at least till 13, because practically it would have been PG-13 if not for the head squish. But either way, is Dunan is trying to get away. She then gets like an incoming thing to where the cyborgs surround her and the Gatling gun tanks surround her, and it looks like they're about to capture her because they're slowly sneaking up on her, and if they really wanted to kill her, they'd shoot her. So it obviously makes her their target. And before these cyborgs can capture her, you have these other men in mech suits come down, start taking out the Gatling gun tanks, the cyborgs, and they basically did that. And Dunan's trying to run to get away with them, and then these soldiers shoot Dunan with a bunch of tranquilizers, and they knock her out. And then this group of soldiers takes her aboard with this woman named Hitomi, and this other cyborg who's like from head to toe covered in like a metal mechanized body, which is called a Hecatonquist, and he's like the only guy to mad with the Hecatonquist or Tonquist metal, like the only human to do it. And they're bringing her aboard, and they're bringing her to this place called Olympus, which is the last like really safe human refuge on the planet, and they call it a utopia because it's supposed to be safe and it's supposed to be well thought out and free from terrorism and everything else. And you learn that the people that captured Dunanu was a group called ESWAT, and ESWAT is like the biggest security force minus the police in Olympus, this city that they're going. So Dunanu wakes up, she's not all happy, she's finding out she's in this world, doesn't understand what's going on, and then she sees the Hecatonquist cyborg guy, and she finds out that is her old friend, mentor, partner, and lover named Briarios. And Briarios had, apparently, we don't know how, but he's right there, the metal guy right there. Briarios had an accident on the African Congo front about 3 years prior before they meet up again here, and he doesn't go into much more detail than that, but he says how he was saved by the Olympus people, by the council, and everyone else involved, and he was able to adapt to this body, and he's here to keep Dunan safe. Dunan also learns through one of the women who were there during her capture, Hitomi, which Hitomi and Dunan actually become very good friends throughout this movie. She learns through Hitomi that Olympus is here to create a peace-loving thing for humans and to not have war, and that's why there's these artificially created humans named bioroids who are devoid of certain emotion, like they can't feel love, anger, hate, complete sorrow. In a way they don't know happiness completely, which is pretty bizarre. And at the same time, I guess you could understand, because if it sort of regulates things, then that way people hopefully won't start fights. But at the same time, there's humans who live in Olympus and around the world, and also the regular army, which still exists, that don't like the bioroids, and they find any time to start attacking the bioroids, because the regular army and some humans believe that the bioroids are there to replace them, and they think that way because the bioroids and Olympus and the leaders of Olympus, the Elder Council, Prime Minister Athena, and which Prime Minister Athena is also a bioroid herself, are trying to say that they are the perfect race of man in many ways, and they should be ensuring the human race's survival because they are this perfect race of man. And there's a lot of regular humans who take exception to that they say we should all be equal, and no one should be perfect, and there shouldn't be these problems, which is why there is the problems with the bioroids throughout this movie, which really is an intriguing concept, because once again it does explore what is humanity, what is the open soul, also with I'll show you a better picture of him. Yeah, with him back there, Briarios and Dunan, because they still, you see this film and they still care for each other and they still love each other, But at the same time, you know, it's like she's wondering is he still him, because he's like almost completely machine. And there's one point where she wants to know who attacked her with the cyborgs at the beginning of the movie. You know, she's attacked by some more cyborgs in the middle of the city by assassins, and she wants to know who's after her. And Briarios keeps saying, you know, very plainly, like almost like a robot, you know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And he says that so much when she's trying to ask him who's after her. She says, you know, stop answering me like a damn machine. And, like, you know, that throws him really off. Probably bothered him, but you can't tell. But he says, you know, he's like, my mission in life is to protect you. And, you know, it's like he leaves it at that. She's ticked off with that and doesn't really want to accept that as the full answer. But then at the same time, you know, it leads into what I'm going to talk about next. Like, the whole of Appleseed is interesting because this one doctor, Dr. Gilliam, developed the bioroids. And then Duna Newt's father, Carl Newt, who sadly died of an illness before World War III started, has his DNA inserted into every bioroid, which means, like, in many ways the bioroids and Duna Newt are like siblings. They could be related to each other if you want to go that deep into things. And in a way Duna accepts this, but in a way she doesn't completely understand, because she's still being chased around by these terrorists. She doesn't know what's going on. And at the same time, you have people like the regular army with men in the army like Colonel Hades and General Uranus, and I did say that right because the guy's whole name for General Uranus is General Edward Uranus III. That is his name, General Uranus. Not making it up and not trying to draw that attention to it, but if you guys see this video and you hear it, you're probably going to find it funny, but that's why I'm saying, because that's his name, General Edward Uranus III. And, like, you have those two guys trying to start a coup, and they go and try to launch terrorist attacks against bioroid care centers, other places around Olympus, because they want the bioroids to fail so they can take back their own place in society and not leave it to the bioroids, because that's how much they fear the bioroids and everything, is that they think they will replace them, and they think that the army's trying to get at this place on top of these two like spherical glass towers, which are Tartarus and Daedalus, and on top of Tartarus there is something called the D-Tank, which is a virus that apparently kills all bioroids, and they want to do what they can to release it. And amidst all these terrorist attacks, you find out that the Elder Council knows that the project manager, Dr. Gilliam, created a failsafe for bioroids, which is called Appleseed, which will allow bioroids to have reproductive functions, that they will be able to give birth and make love to each other, you know, manually, and live like human beings. Which the Elder Council and bioroids are happy about this, but the army isn't, and apparently whoever these terrorists are not either. So Dunin is leading the charge to try and stop all this and to put it right in the film. And I'm going to give a spoiler here in case you guys want to know it, but I would still say check out the film, because Appleseed is really, really good. This is a really good movie, guys. And like when you find out when they go through the film towards the end, and they find the lab where Dr. Gilliam worked, you find out that Dr. Gilliam was Duna Newt's mother, that she completely forgot through the shock and death of seeing her mother get killed for this information years ago. So Dr. Gilliam is Duna Newt's mother, and obviously Carl Newt's wife. Also, to the same point, the terrorists behind all these attacks are not the regular army. The regular army were basically patsies. Basically, it was the Elder Council trying to do this, to basically have the Bioroid's life functions restored, and the D-Tank on top of Tartarus is a virus for regular humans to wipe out humans at a very slow rate, and the humans will just die off, like the Elder Councilman called it, the euthanasia of mankind. Really messed up. Really messed up. And want to add a few things here because, yeah, I want to like try and see if I can maybe find the voice actors for you guys and all this. But to put a finer point on it, the movie is directed by Shinji Aramaki, who is well known for certain mech anime. I think he's known for Full Metal Panic, and I think they also said Bubblegum Crisis. I'm not too sure about that, but he's well known for, I know, at least Full Metal Panic, and he directed this movie too. And I've recently been watching it, and I can mention that he was also the production manager for Full Metal Alchemist, and that's really cool that he got to work on the production managing for that show too, because Full Metal Alchemist is a great show if you guys haven't seen it, and the movie that goes with it, and Brotherhood too. And I've heard Brotherhood has a movie with it too, but I've not seen the Brotherhood stuff. Won't get into that now. Let's see. Oh yeah, moving on here. Sorry. Black. Oh yeah, I was gonna move that up here, but yeah, Shinji Aramaki basically gave this movie, you know, great credit and care, and he really wanted to, you know, make a good movie with human values and everything that's stuck to its core, and gave everybody, you know, great, you know, credit and everything. It was just very cool to see. And as everything goes on, it's like, you know, you don't know what to believe and receive. But, you know, it's like he made this movie visually stunning and was really good at doing it too. So, you know, you got to give Shinji Aramaki credit. And I'm trying to sort of, sorry if I've been a little, like, out of whack, guys. Like, yeah, I'm trying to find the voices. By now, I think I may have found it. So, hold on, because I know, like, some of the voices are really good. Like right off the top, I can tell you, because my friend discovered this for me, the voice of Briarios is Jameson Price. And if you guys have played the Dynasty Warrior games, or if you've played, like any of the other games, or heard any of his work from any other movies or shows, like, you know, he's really, really good. And Jameson Price has a very nice voice that stands out. So I'm going to try to basically give you guys a rundown of who does who. Because, you know, Briarios is a great character, and, you know, Jameson Price is really good. And let's see, I guess it is still the same voice. I did not know that. Yeah, Lucy Christian. Because I found this out with an Appleseed Ex Machina, and I'll definitely double check things for you guys on that too. But Lucy Christian does the voice of Duna Newt, which does she? Well, I'll always say that Lucy Christian does the voice of Duna Newt. And then, you know, you have it wasn't voiced by David Mentranga. David Mentranga does basically the voice for Briarios in Ex Machina, but it's Jameson Price, like I said, who does it very nicely done for Appleseed Ex Machina, which is really good. Alison Sumrall still does Athena, really good voice for her. Shelley Kelly Black does Nike, which is really nice. Hilary Hagg is still Hitomi, which is very, very cool. Chris Patton, you guys probably know him as Turles. He still does Yeah, I guess I can hear him in both voices. That he does Yoshitsune or Yoshi. Edward Uranus III is Jason Douglas. Hades is Andrew Love. Let's see, any others that we could get. Oh, Dr. Gilliam Newt is Karen Greenberg, and also yes, the one council member, the main council member. They have his name is Electron. Yeah, Electron. He's voiced by the veteran actor William Frederick Knight, or William Knight. He's known for a lot of anime in the 1980s. Also, you probably guys would know him as director Aramaki from Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex, Ghost in the Shell, the original movie where they had the American voice acting, because sadly, Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence was not dubbed. I sort of wish it was now, because it would have been cool to hear, Richard Epcar, if they would have got Crispin Freeman to do the voice, because I know it wasn't Crispin Freeman at first, and I know I mentioned the original guy, but I can't remember him off the top of my head now, and, so all that stuff. So, William Knight being in this film too is really, really good. So, if you guys have not seen Appleseed, I would encourage you. It is a great movie, entertaining, really good science fiction, great action, great story. Like I said, sorry for the spoilers, but it's one of those movies that was cool that I wanted to mention it, and for people who've seen this, get you what I thought of it, which I loved it. And I give Appleseed, I believe I give the first one a 10 out of 10. It's a great story. The shocks and reveals of what the council did was really well thought out. The plot twists, everything else, and there was good character development. The movie moved at a decent pace, and like I said, great action. Now, you may think that the anime looks a little ridiculous, but that's because when they did the first film, it was designed to be more like an anime. They wanted it to have that anime feel, even though it was supposed to have a realistic look. When I review Appleseed Ex Machina, you'll find out that in Ex Machina, it'll be a bit more photorealistic, because they wanted the second one to have that look and to share that, staging of it. So, that's basically it in a nutshell. So, this was Appleseed. Once again, let me know what you guys think. Just leave a few comments in the section if you want. Did you like Appleseed? Did you hate this movie? Have you seen it? And if you haven't, I would suggest it if you are an anime fan. And, just let me know what you think. But until then, this is 012 Boku coming at you with another movie review, and I will talk to you guys next time, alright? Okay, talk to you then.